192-kilometer voyage to the north of the country for the first time this season. It's the Bright Lights Broad Stage and even larger-than-life theatre of the mind. That is the Betway Premiership. Hello and welcome from 17 Seshego A, aka Fortress Seshego. Lekoba Oteng Sputla is here, and so is Sisterly. From 2Magesi, Jose Wine's visitors for a first league meeting on the 2025-26 campaign. The 2Magesi statistically, they yet to record a victory in the opening two matches in the top flight. Let me jog your memory. They lost their second game of the season last season, if you remember, losing 2-0 at home to hometown rivals Polokwane City. For Andre de Jong and co against Limpopo sides, well, last season Steve Barker's side collected 9 points from a possible 6 games. They played 2 wins, 3 draws, and the one and only loss coming against the very same opposition. They are now eyeball to eyeball, shoulder to shoulder at this very same venue. Point of interest for you. Both sides won one match apiece last season with a meager combined 2 goals each over the meetings. Now, of course, there's plenty of talking points, particularly if you take in the results from yesterday as well. Orlando Pirates are, well, not having the best of starts with Coach Absalom already under pressure. Is Coach Absalom obsolete? That's the big question. And the likes of Sundowns back to winning ways as well, which gives the rest of the league some, well, space to chase them. And many will tell you, once they get the space, they put on the pace. Well, for the starting 11 for John Maduka today, there's 2 changes from the side that drew 0-0 against Polokwane City on the 9th of August. Elvis Chipasez is the big headliner. He's back. He wears the skipper's armband as the Zimbabwean international. Wonderboy Makubu as well, a replacement for Chiramandare. Those are the only 2 sort of new faces. Kotatso Moriba, who got a Man of the Match award in another game against Polokwane City, plays from the off on the right-hand side with Komoto Mosadi, Nimnetisi Vandala, Bazomnetis Tolang, Masikhala, Makubo, Mchali in midfield, Mukoni Butelezi and Abrahams, as well as Makoka preparing, or rather protecting the goals of Elvis Chipezeze. Well, for Stellenbosch FC, they've gone up with a bit more in terms of surprise package. They've made 4 changes from their 2-0 away defeat to Kaizer Chiefs. Kiba, Stanic, Nku and Pili in for Nkwali, Palace, Cupido and Godswell. In particular, I think a lot of people will be wondering, Henry Stanic is a 23-year-old centre-back. He's alongside 26-year-old experienced defender Brandon Molaisane. Stanic is a man that they picked up from Belgium, was playing his football out in Malta, gets a first taste of Betway Premiership action. Devin Titan plays from the right-hand side. Langalika Pidi being added for a lot of pace and trickery as well. Andre de Jong and Lisiba Nku as the 2 players up top. Today's men at the home, Togozani Mkize. And there's a 50th Betway Premiership match today. And to be assisted by those names that you see at the bottom of the screen, the likes of Kamohelo Ramudzenda, Happy Nkanta, Korki Mabulo, and match commissioner Robert Sitole. Now, this is a particular venue that is slowly but surely turning into a mini sluggies. They are cooking up a butchery here, and they look to slice up any opponent that comes their way. Their record has been very, very impressive over the course of the last couple of games. If you look at the last 6 games, that's 3 wins, 1 loss and 2 draws. And one of those wins is against the very same opposition today. Back in March, they won 1-0. And they do have an ace up their sleeve, if necessary. 2Magesi with Tabang Sibanyoni was the match winner on the day, on the bench if needed. The cards are decked. Sage Stevens breathes out, and hopefully there won't be the only hold your breath moment for him and for us, the neutrals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day 2 under the bright lights and the floodlights of Seshego. Magesi Chameti taking on the man from the Winelands. Hurting, beware a wounded animal. It is Steve Barker's side in white attacking the goals from right to left. 2Magesi in blue, protecting the goals from left to right. Alongside me, super analyst, supermind, Stanton Stiga Fredericks, the legendary Baba ZZ Masondo in vernacular Zulu, and Halamonatu Monate Tepo Maimani Kashitwana. I go by the name of Mr. Sugar. Very good evening to you, Stanton Fredericks.
Good evening, Temba. Good to be alongside you on this rather chilly as the temperature drops, but I think the action will keep us warm here this evening. It's going to be an interesting encounter because chatting to Stevie Barker, they totally understand that this ground is a small ground, and this is somewhere where 2Magesi has certainly seen a lot of points and gained a lot of points, especially in the last, as you mentioned, couple of matches at home.
Speaking of getting points, Orlando Pirates need points sooner rather than later. But to the point, it's Sanala Barnes with the game's first set piece. He is an expert at these. But it's an outswinger, which I think will please Elvis Chipezeze, who obliges quite nicely. And it's quite a big boost to have an experience of the 35-year-old Elvis Chipezeze. Numero uno, number one in these parts. Back in between the goals. Testing little ball, and already Chipezeze shows you he's up for it.
Yeah, his experience will be valued. Immediately coming in and having the captain's armband, but Chabalala in the last outing never conceded. It was a draw against Polokwane.
Of course, we saw another sublime performance from Washington Ruby yesterday. I wonder if Elvis was watching that and his hips were getting itchy.
Yeah, he was excellent there.
As I said, 2Magesi have a very impressive record here. And Seshego played Marumo Gallants on the 24th of March, drew 1-1. Then played Skukuna United, drew 1-1. Beat Stellenbosch 1-0 in March at the end of it. Then Arrows as well before that, beat Richards Bay. Their last loss, in fact, Stiga, we have to go all the way back to the 4th of March in a 1-0 defeat to Kaizer Chiefs here. They do not drop points. It's hard to get points here.
Yeah, Ashley Dupree getting that goal in the 70th minute for Kaizer Chiefs against 2Magesi. And after that, they went on a healthy run. We've seen them escape the relegation zone. Ended up comfortably in 13th position last season rather.
Saving run by that, and how it ended up. Of course, Owen Dagama was at the home for that one. Now it's passed over to John Matuka to be assisted by Jackie Litwabe and Abraham Nteo. Looking to find the chest of Wonder Boy Makubo, who got the loudest cheer of anybody when the stadium announcer was going through the names who are starting today. Speaking of the names, Sanila Barnes playing right back. That's something a little bit of a raised eyebrow, and you said, nah, he has played in that position. The games I've seen him, mostly for Richards Bay and now Stellenbosch, he usually plays in and around the kitchen. He's trying to cook.
Yeah, no, his strength is obviously as an attacker, has a quality cross in him, a lot of trickery, a lot of speed. But he has played at right back for Stevie Barker. Can also play as a wing back in the 3-5-2, but today slotting in comfortably at right back, where his speed will have to assist him when defending.
Shot there, Delano Abrams, a very strong ending to the campaign gone by. Very talented right back. I think he's a true testament to maturing like fine wine. Now in his early 30s, and still putting in some really good performance. That was a clever ball to find the run of Wonder Boy Makubo, but they have to pick it up from the throw-in.
Yeah, you mentioned Makubu, and unfortunate injury for him last season. His last game was against Cape Town City, and really had a big part to play in the cup victory, Makubu. Good to see him back.
Good player to have in your team with his ability to turn on the afterburners and disrupt a backline. Speaking of disruption, they're not doing enough of it, 2Magesi. Stellenbosch standing firm. What did you make of their game against Chiefs? Red card, man down, and, well, team down by the end of 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think very impressed with how they responded after conceding the red card. They totally dominated the proceedings with 10 men, that is. Obviously, second half, Kaizer Chiefs started to dominate where they ran out a bit of legs, but I think a respectable performance for a side that went down to 10 men early on.
At 39% of the ball in that game. And they were still in it, I'll tell you that. Chiefs registering 5 shots on target with their 61% possession. And Stellenbosch in return with 3. And card, of course, being given out to Nkwale, who's replaced aside by Henry Stanic. 23 years of age, from the city of Jette out in Belgium. Stiga, the well-traveled Stanton Fredericks. You ever been to the Brussels capital region?
I have, sir. It's the center of Europe.
Of course you have.
And Stanic last season played in Malta.
Yeah, for Balzan FC.
And a healthy contribution. He played 28 games, so he's coming into this season not a rusty player that hasn't been active. So hopefully that'll assist him in slotting easy into the Stellenbosch side.
Showing Stellenbosch's very clever scouting network to find talent even out in the Maltese League. Of course, one Thomas Smith would have been probably playing in this game, but he's out for QPR in England.
He actually played last night against Plymouth Argyle.
Yes, he did. That's why I raised it.
It's just excellent to see South African exports, if you will, plying their trade in Europe.
Played 0 minutes for the senior side and fast-tracked it to QPR. That's an MVP move, that. Ball goes out for throw-in. Early pressure from John Maduka's side. I mean, we were speaking before the game about the coaching ability of John Maduka. Softly spoken man, and you said to me he was one hell of a competitor during his playing days. Was not scared to leave a foot in there. You know, I'm gonna make my mark on you.
Yeah, what a brilliant player. Both of them, even Stevie Barker, played with him at Wits. I'm giving my age away, yeah? But Stevie Barker was very similar to Maduka in terms of a workhorse, honest professional.
Well, Stevie Barker now approaching 400 games in the top flight. Changing back from 2012 during his days at Ducks. Yes, 2Magesi had shot fired by man of the match winner Kotatso Moriba from the left-hand side. Played 86 minutes in that game. It's only his second PSL appearance. He played a lot of his football in the Motsepe Foundation for the likes of Venda. Well, was once upon a time on the books of Bakara Mpashela. Intercepted by Omega Mdaga. Otherwise, Stialana Abrams was away.
Mdaga was unfortunate to give away that penalty against Kaizer Chiefs, but he had a solid performance. Defensively, attack-minded as well. Strong in the tackles, comfortable, and with a lovely left foot on him. Previously, from the development of Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, player identified by none other than Arthur Zwani. Brought in the team that included the likes of Sabolo Khatebe, as well as Tashma Baso, just to name a few. As coach John Matuka watches on, didn't have it the way he would have planned it. Wanted to execute it at Royal AM, but that's water under the bridge. This is a new start. And I think you'll really want to remind the rest of the league how good a coach he can be in the right environment. A seed cannot grow in plastic soil. Distant and Fredericks, that's a beautiful touch. St. Stevens makes himself big enough. First big chance, forced to the home side. Much to the applause and glee of the fans here.
Oh, Tim, I tell you what, that was an excellent save there from Sage Stevens. Ball played in behind the defence there. Stanic, they started clearance there, and Stevens made himself big there. You could see it was Musadi trying to aim for the near post. Angle was very difficult to execute there, but well done from goalkeeper Sage Stevens.
Very nervous looking touch from the 23-year-old Henry Stanic. Welcome to South Africa, Henry.
Yeah, the first thing for a European player coming to South Africa is the pace. How do you deal with the pace? It is a highly intensive game. Not a lot of possession and end-to-end stuff, and he will have a baptism of fire. That is Stanic.
They experience a lot of pain, but of late a lot of pleasure. Fortress Seshego. Sehlag. 8 victories for the course of last season on 28 games. For the Kwena Chamechi, they had a -12 goal difference, which is something I think they would want to work on, and John Maduka would want to immediately wrestle with. Only scoring 19 goals and conceding 31 in return. Referee Mkhize has words. Made his league debut back in 2017, for many of you don't remember. Polokwane City versus Wits. It was a 1-1 draw on the day. Stick, I want to test your memory. You always rave how good your memory is. Do you remember who scored in that goal? In that game, rather? Polokwane City and Wits, 2017?
I know it wasn't me.
Definitely not. She was Makaku and Elijah Rogers. 90th minute for Rogers to save the points for now defunct Clever Boys. Flicked on by De Jong. He can be useful in the air today. Makesi, not the biggest of teams you ever seen. I think De Jong, by the quick eye test, he's the biggest player on show today.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to take advantage of Henry Stanic's aerial prowess as well. And I tell you what, this is a very narrow field, so not too difficult for Molisane to aim one in the box, put pressure on the goalkeeper, Chipizeze.
Here's Brendan Molisane. Measured throw it. It's the second one, and I don't think that will be the last. A question mark of a foul picked up by the dangerous Devin Titus. That trickles out and had minimal danger behind it. It's going to be interesting to see how he combines on that right with Sanele Barnes. He's a very versatile player, but he will be under the cosh because the game's first big chance did come from his side, with Musadi involved. Yes, De Jong, he's always involved. Barnes has a look and fancies it. Oof. Oh, it's not bad, you know.
And that'll be something for Magesi to be aware of. He's Sanele Barnes being a bit more adventurous when he's got that early cross in him, as he'll try to pick out the likes of Nku or Andre De Jong, whoever leads the line. It looks like they are switching up positions. If De Jong finds himself as the front man, Nku will just slot in behind him, and vice versa.
Nku is a very experienced finisher. Man who, 15 appearances last season, only bagged a couple of goals. From Osanda, 1 and 1 assist. 21 games in all competitions, and I think he wanted better for himself in terms of play minutes. Pili, exceptionally gifted player, under 20 youth international. I think he's a player that can turn the game on his head. I have to say that Stellenbosch are quite stacked in both things. Ntaga in combination with Pili, Titus with Barnes. That's potentially titanic for Makesi.
Yeah, they'll have to keep a close eye on that, especially with the overloads. Mdaka venturing forward, as well as we just mentioned earlier, Sanele Barnes on that right-hand side with Titus. And Magesi have some threats of their own. Mentioned Mariba, man of the match last time out. So Makubu is back in the fray. He'll be looking to make his mark this season.
Throw in Neti Vandala as well. 30-year-old, almost Kukune runner. On the side in that front three. By the way, the first meeting last season was in the month of love. Stellenbosch giving no love to the opponents at home. Zwandile Buthelezi on goal. Give Stellenbosch the lead in the 21st minute. Kevin Mashikinya equalized for Magesi. 5 minutes later, and Ashley Cupido was on target, scoring Stellenbosch's win in the 37th minute in the return fixture with Magesi as hosts. Here was Tabang Sibanyoni, who is present but on the bench. Scored the game's only goal 20 minutes before the full-time whistle. The tight pitch is starting to have an effect. How many balls have gone out for throw-ins in the opening exchanges here?
Yeah, you mentioned Sibanyoni. He finds himself on the bench this evening. That's a threat that could possibly come in and change the game.
Signed on a permanent deal now after just didn't work out for him out at World Cup. Here's a funny stat for you. Spent almost half a dozen years in Pretoria, but he couldn't get any capital out of the country's capital. Played 0 minutes for the Sundown senior men's team.
Yeah, can you believe it?
It's crazy.
Nice to see they eventually found a home. And added to that is 4 players that came from Skukune that joined the ranks of Magesi.
They pick it up from the corner flag at the feet of Vandala, looking to vandalize. Sage Stevens was impeded ever so slightly, but a strong work there from the 34-year-old.
Nicely aimed there for the near post there, just trying to pick out the blue jersey. A bit of impediment there on the goalkeeper, Sage Stevens.
Trip down memory lane and show you that they also renewed rivalries in the second tier that are known as National First Division. 2016-17, Stellies won the first meeting 2-0. In 2017, Nathan Kurtz and Letsi Kwapeng scoring for the team from the Winelands.
Kwapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Pili. Don't want to do that. It's Pili! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's Sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space, because he knows what to do. He's a painter. Give him a blank page and he'll draw you something beautiful. It's 1-0 to Stellenbosch.
Wow. Very little Chipazeze could have done. Outstanding work there from Pili. Drop of the shoulder. Nothing the goalkeeper could do there. A brilliant run. And it's the vision of De Jong. You could see he was onside there. Pili just slowed down, dropped the shoulder, and back of the net. Not much Mahoha could have done there. And Stellenbosch find their way into the lead.
Pili, in his first league game for the season, gets his first goal at the first time of asking. And what a finish that is. There's only one place he could have put it, and he put it there. Elvis Chipazeze with a puff of the cheeks. Not a happy return for the Zimbabwean. I told you, Stig, I've seen a lot of Langelihle Pili. Came through the DDC, then was fast-tracked into the men's senior side at only age 20. Man from Kalimnyama. He's got a bright future ahead of him. He's one of those that reminds me a bit of Stanton Friedrichs. He's got a bit of that flair.
A winger with a drop of the shoulder.
Yeah, look, he's got a long way to go. Here's De Jong. He's only looking for one way, and that's towards goal. That's the direction generally of the cross. He's just got that magic in his feet where he can create moments out of nothing, does under 20 international Pili. I guess his proud record here at home under threat.
Yes, Papa.
Conceded last season at Elvis Chipezeze. 28 goals in 26 league games. Well, it's match one and he's conceded one. 10 clean sheets, better put, for him, campaign gone by. Touched there by Lefron Alomchali. What's the game plan for John Maduka's side when going behind? I think we're going to find out over the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, they've had some neat passes in midfield there, but not able to penetrate, except for that early attempt down the left-hand flank. As we see Butaka cleaning up in midfield. That's another player that looks like he'll be dominating the starting lineup for Stellenbosch this season, alongside Palace last week, this week again, alongside Kiba in the middle of the park for Stellies.
Chasing now 30 wins in what, half a century and more. 319 games for Steve Barker last season. Oh, and a big save, say Stevens. That's a good return. As I look to unpack the history of Steve Barker's side, it's in the present where the threat is.
Looks like they're choosing the direct route there, straight from Mokone. Found some space there. What a thunderous shot to test Sage Stevens. Not sure who that was. Was it Musadi?
I think it may have been Musadi as well, with Unati Umega Mdaga living up to his last name, and coach, referee Thokozani Mkhize saying you are playing other kids in a dirty manner. Yellow card for him, for Mdaga. That's a direct shot on target, methinks there from Netivanala, looking to catch St. Stevens out a little bit there. Butsaka, can you conjure up from midfield? That underwhelming game in the MTN 8. I think could be one that's got a point to prove, like many players this season. But he does have the capabilities and mental fortitude for the 23-year-old.
I remember Butaka, as well as Willie Bayer, that's now gone over to Kaizer Chiefs, used to be the bomb squad for Sean Bartlett's.
There's a lot of bomb squads these days.
A lot of bomb squads.
Bomb squad out in Man United, bomb squad in South Africa, and bomb squad for Rassie Rasmus. Bombs away, I guess.
I think that venomous strike was from Makubu.
And I'll tell you what, Stanton, from the left-hand side, both very good chances have come about. The side where that man is playing, Stanich, flag is up. That chance got bums off seats, but they were quickly back on the seats. The flag curtailed any further delusions, it turned out.
Yeah, just not watching his line there.
It's again from the side Stanich is operating. And of course, for you at home, do not forget, there's a big things abound. Sponise, do that exactly and come out and show us what you're all about. Extra colorful we are this season, thanks to the Betway Sponise and Win campaign. You stand a chance to win just by rocking up the boldest and most creative club regalia. It's all about the passion, the colors and the vibe. The Betway is rewarding all of that. Those Bonisa. Announcing the winner a bit later. If you're not at the stadium, quickly get here, you might just win.
It's gonna be in your best Magesi uniform. Regalia, that is.
You can't win, Stiga, by the way, I'm told. I think you're in your three-piece suits, yeah, nah. You don't suit the competition.
You're never overdressed, isn't it?
Bit of an issue there for Thokozani Mkhize. Case, of course, throwing one, or 0-0 rather, away in the opening league match against Polokwane City. That 0-0 draw against Rise and Shine was the only goal scored by the way of the opening round of fixtures. Against in their second season in the top flight, of course. Yet to win the opening league game of the campaign, so that's something to work towards, I guess, the next available opportunity. They failed to win the last 5 games in the league to elongate at their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. They do not go away easily in Seshego. There's something in the air in Seshego. Magesi and Seshego are in one WhatsApp group.
They say it's a slaughterhouse. What a delivery there to the near post. And it was Masadi at the end of that. A textbook header into the ground. It's all about that delivery there. Just got ahead of the defender, Stanic. Just in front of him, Masadi. And very little Sage Stevens could have done there.
Stiga, few seconds before the ball goes in, Andre Dion was standing near post and he just got dragged towards the ball and left that gap for Masadi. What a man to finish from Masadi.
Yeah, so that's a plan. When one player moves away, which is Makubu, it creates space for the player to run into that space, which is Masadi. And an excellent finish there and a brilliant reply to get the equalizer for Magesi.
Bullet header there. It's 1-1. The equalizer, the 26-year-old Khomotso Masadi, the proverbial cup man. Played only 13 times in the PSL, 6 snapback appearances, 6 goals. So you could have been forgiving to think he's the guy you call upon when cups are on, but you know what? It's a league game and it's shown that he can bumble with the big boys. Big leap for them. Steve Barker must be very irritated at the ease in which they conceded. Secondly, how quickly Magesi was able to get back in the side.
Yeah, especially when you're the away side and you get an early goal, you want to protect it for as long as possible. Take nothing away from Magesi's response. They opted to go the direct route, as we see here, and play off the second ball.
Butsaka need to regroup a little bit. Stellenbosch, by the way, the only game that has produced goals for you. Litany of goals. Games on the go. Golden Arrows, Richards Bay, Kaizer Chiefs, Polokwane, Durban City, Chipa, Babina Noko and Tix Galaxy. In this one, he's the only one with goals. You know what to do. Keep on watching.
Yeah, just leaping over Titus, a bit of an elbow in the back of the head from Hoja.
Devin Titus, the tender age of 25. This is 96th appearance in the league. He's approaching a century of games in the league, despite him being relatively young football-wise.
Has been excellent in the past 2 seasons for that man, Stevie Barker.
Stevie Barker with a glazed look on his face. I think he still has plenty of question marks for the likes of Wesley Siegel, his assistant, and Pernal McCopp. How did that go in? Could still get worse. Not very confident there, not wonderful from Wonder Boy. But they cut him up quite easily on the right-hand side again. Now it's from the left. through Vandala. That's how far you could get. Confidence is starting to flow through their veins, and it's starting to show in the play for the Gwena Jamneti. Now, 5 different goal scorers in this fixture. Langanike Pili and Homotso Mosadi adding their names to that. Here's Abrams from the throw-in. Attempted training ground move that Abrams battles away with Peely. Peely won't go away. Good defending there from the 20-year-old.
Yeah, excellently done there. Chipping out in defence, assisting his left back, Ndaka.
As the Belgian Stanic, his pass doesn't get very far. Oh, an outlandish touch there from Barnes. The ball was going out and he dragged it back like it was under a spell. Duyong also obliges with tackles. Butaka taking left back and Taka, but there's very little space to attack. As a consequence, they have to go all the way back to Sage Stevens, who changes the point of attack from left to right. Very well done there by the man from the Wildlands. They're on the move. It's Barnes. He can find across the 3 white shirts to aim for in that box. Titus was one of them, but not on the same wavelength or page than his teammate.
Yeah, that's much better from Stellenbosch, rotating it from side to side, finding space, using Sage Stevens as a point of attack. As Magesi applied pressure, he skipped the high press and found space in Nku.
Daga, just past half an hour. Goals from Pili and Musadi, giving this game a real undertone of excitement and what ifs. What still could be is fun out over the course of the next 60 minutes and change. Cleared by Delano Abrams. Vandala back to assist in defensive duties, but they're man down. And the game will all come down to a halt to see out the injury for Musadi.
It looks like it was a head injury. Yeah, this is earlier. Clash of heads. Kimole Sani and goal scorer Musadi.
Well, you're never going to win against the full Chiscop, I can tell you that. Komojo Musadi, bought from Skokune United in off-season, brought in to bang in the goals. Played 86 minutes versus Polokwane City in the second league game, has rewarded that man's confidence in him. Judging by his body language, I'm quite happy with those two you saw in picture. What did you think of the business that Magesi have done to bring in the likes of Musadi and co?
Yeah, I think excellent recruitment there. It will give them a bit of depth. And as you see, John Maduka just called over Masakela and Mshali. Not happy with their shape in midfield. I think he's insinuating that there's just too much space in front of that defence, where the last a bit of pressure came onto Magesi.
Here's Mtaga. Beautiful run from into out there by New Zealand international Andre de Jong.
Yeah, de Jong, just such an intelligent player.
Very, very good IQ.
Not the quickest, but so intelligent. Knows how to use his body. kind of glides across the field.
Here's this body of work for you, Stig, and you're at home 241 games tonight and counting 66 goals and 36 assists in the course of his career for Andre de Jong. Through the scene, playing for the likes of Canterbury United out in the land of the long white cloud. This is 95th game for Stellenbosch. Back to goal, sends many in the wrong direction. At Lesibanku, the first time we really see him providing a threat. Speaking about Magesi's business, bringing in, of course, on a permanent deal, Tabang Sibanyoni was out on loan in the latter parts of the season. Kotato Mariba, who starts on the left-hand side, the 25-year-old midfielder. Masadi, the goal scorer, purchased from Abinanoko. One of 4 players, including Baneleka and ABC Asani. Menzin Dwandwe, switching KZN for Limpopo. Stanich looks for options. That ball has been on all night. Delicate touch. A reverse pass. Titus can't unlock the defense with combination play. Vandala. It's a nice little battle developing between the two shorties, Vandala and Mdaga.
Yeah, solid in the tackle that time round. But Vandala, much a speedy player. Most of the time trying to collect the ball to feet and not in space.
Stellenbosch themselves having done some business. And they let a couple of players leave, the likes of, most notably, was Bazadine, Tylon Smith. We'll get to how they've opened up their check pockets. Vandala looking to open up the last line of defense. It'll work out in the end. Henry Stanich starts today. Dublin Boone from Wellington. Sivu Nkwali, former Cape Town Spurs centre-back. Muzumu Thekanye, he's a striker by trade from Hungry Lions. He's going to be hungry for goals. Tiane from Milford. Sishi, Andres and Owara. And Sishi and Andres getting promotion to the senior men's side with Anzetuara from Qatarian second division, Muarte SLC. Studies sell well. We're going to find out if they buy well. Bit of pressure on that Magesi defense. Booted into midfield. A high defensive line by Stellenbosch looking to put on the squeeze. De Jong with the press. Loses out. Needs to be stronger. It's definitely now fallen into a very noticeable pattern now. Stiga Stanich at some hang time. 23-year-old. What I like, you can tell Magesi now, since getting the goal, they're eager to play, get the ball down and play. It's a bit too comfortable there for referee Togazan Mkiza's liking from the Jete-born Burley centre-back. Abrahams has Peely all over him, can't peel away. He finally does. Ndaga been very, very good. I've been very impressed with his 1v1 defending.
Excellent defending there, Mdaka. Up against a big Dylan Abrams. That's solid in the tackle all evening long, as Mdaka been.
Two players on the opposite side of the footballing journeys, if you can call it that. You know, Abrahams, as I said, the player that has a lot of experience. Mtaga really in his, I would say, second senior men's season after breaking through the ranks out. Achieves under the tutelage firstly of Athazwan and then Veli Kumalo, the 17 coach, and also current TDC title winning coach. You speak to him, which I had the pleasure of when I was doing a game out in the Winelands at the Danny Graven Stadium, and I asked him what's the difference between playing football inland out in Gauteng and here in the Winelands, and he said there's not much to do, Grootman, here. Here it's all about football. You come in, we are in this sporting hub, which what Stellenbosch institution is. You live, breathe football and sports science, and then you go to sleep and you wake up and you do it all over again.
I think that's heaven for a sportsman. That precinct, Stellenbosch Academy, number of sporting codes that visits the precinct, and Stellenbosch are based, most of the players are based right there. So it's a nice sporting culture that they got, one of hard work, one of focus. They have access to psychologists and everything that's needed.
Data analytics and the likes, really top operation they have down there. And I heard you say it's a sportsman's haven out there. Stiga, you can't play golf down there.
No, there's a lot of golf courses there, just FYI.
You just never know. All right, you're never inviting me. Okay, I get it. We move. Stellenbosch are quite okay with conceding possession here, and as we have 3 minutes or so to go before a half-time whistle. And despite taking the lead, they've almost fallen back a little bit and given 2Magesi a chance to just begin to cook. And the fire is starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. That ball went out. I don't know if you agree with the tactic here. Am I seeing it possibly through the wrong lens? I think they're not on the front foot as I expected them to be.
No, you're right. I think Stellenbosch dropping back a bit, inviting that pressure, and at the same time, I guess, growing in confidence, trying to find spaces just in front of the defense there with the likes of Vandala, Mosadi, as well as Makubu.
Like I said, 2Magesi, some could say have a very fragile confidence currently right now, because their record-wise, they failed to win in the last 5 league games I mentioned. You know, that's 4 draws and 1 loss. Their last longer win streak from September of 2024 to Feb of this year. A run of 12 games stick up. Their last win in the league was a 2-1 home win over Tex Galaxy in April. 2 players go down as an accident. What does the evidence of the crime scene tell us? Points exactly where it happened.
Yeah, I think it was just outside the box there. Barnes trying to clear, followed through, catching the goal scorer Mosadi just outside the box.
That was very lucky there by Barnes. Any closer, that could have been a penalty. Like I said, I've seen him play a lot at right wing and left wing and central attacking midfield, not so much at right back, and that was not a right back's tackle.
Yeah, I think trying to cover there that time, and you put him under pressure, haven't you? Because you are not convinced that he can play at right back. That is Sanele Barnes, and now 2Magesi with a golden opportunity to take the lead just before the half-time. Just moving towards 45 minutes.
I'll be more convinced if the ball hits the back of the net. I'll look at you very quickly and say, well, that's my case. Very good position that they have in terms of the shot on target. It was taking these last few dramatic moments of the half. This could be a big talking point for those in studio and those in your various residences or wherever you may be watching from. Stanic into your tower over everybody else. Stevens sets his wall. There's a man on the ground as well, as we've seen now, part and parcel of the modern day game. Three-man stand over the ball, one of them Vandala and Musadi. He's already got a taste of goals as Musadi, and I'll tell you what, it'll be very difficult to talk him out of taking the shot. Has to get it up and down and quickly. Vandala with the trigger. Has a look, but it's Musadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi, reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Power! That was flying. That fooled on and Sanji, thinking I hit the back of the net. I also thought that was curtains for St. Stephen's. Oh, lucky Litwabi. Oh, lucky Litwaba.
Guess who? It's Musadi. There was an excellent cross here. Clipped in. One touch to control. Agonizingly close there from Musadi. Clearance from De Jong. The volley from Musadi. And Stevens would have had no chance had that been on target.
Oof, I'll tell you what, you Stanton Fredericks, St. Stephen's would have heard the Betway Premiership WhatsApp group say to Musadi, Neil Stellenbosch, that was so close. Very great technique to bring it down from the volley and then swerve, and a lot of bodies in front of St. Stephen's. Almost happened, Stiga, almost happened. That would have really hurt Steve Parker. Because it's been very even, if I'm being honest, the half that we've seen. And that goal for 2Magesi would have been a bonus.
Yeah, I think the better chances falling for 2Magesi, rather created for 2Magesi, as opposed to Stelli's after taking the lead here.
Raranku referee Thomas Agim Keys blows an end to the first half. Goals by Langanihle Pili, a solo effort that was quite memorable from the under-20 international. And Komocho Musadi with the header that drew Stellenbosch back. He almost double matters later on after a foul by Sanela Barnes, which was very close to being given as a penalty. We haven't seen too much of Andre de Jong in collaboration with Lesiba Nku. That's something perhaps Steve Barker may be looking at to improve, because they are very attacking and a gifted side when on a song. Oh, 2Magesi, as I said, this is a fortress and they are hard to beat. It's 1-1 at half time in Seshego. '17. Stelli's won the first meeting 2-0. In 2017, Nathan Gertz and Letsi Kwaping scoring for the team from the Winelands.
Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space.
Top of the shoulder. Nothing the goalkeeper could do there. Brilliant run. And it's the vision of De Jong, you could see he was onside there. Peely just slowed down, dropped the shoulder, and back of the net. Not much could have done there. And Stellenbosch find their way into the lead.
Peely in his first league game for the season gets his first goal at the first time of asking. And what a finish that is. There's only 17. Stellies won the first meeting 2-0. In 2017, Nathan Kurtz and Letsi Guapeng scoring for the team from the Winelands.
Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space. 17. Stellies won the first meeting 2-0. In 2017, Nathan Kurtz and Letsi Guapeng scoring for the team from the Winelands.
Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want. Good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! Scoring for the team from the Winelands.
Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space. Because he knows what to do. He's a painter. Give him a blank page and he'll draw you something beautiful. It's 1-0 to Stellenbosch.
Wow. Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space. Because he knows what to do. He's a the Winelands.
Guapeng finds himself now at Orbit College, getting the winner in their opening encounter for the Betway Premiership.
It's a good game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space. Because he knows what to do. He's a game, that. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want to give him space. Because he knows what to do. He's a painter. Give him a blank. Here's De Jong, space for Peely. You don't want to do that. It's Peely! That's that early. Sugar! Oh, that's sugar, ding! You don't want. Available opportunity. They failed to win the last 5 games in the league to elongate at their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner. Ball is in. Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. They do not go away easily in Seshego. There's something in the air in Seshego. 2Magesi and Seshego.
Into the ground. It's all about the delivery there. Just got ahead of the defender, Stanic. Just in front of him, Mosadi. And very little Sage Stevens could have done there.
Stiga, few seconds before the ball goes in. Available opportunity. They failed to win the last 5 games in the league to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1. Available opportunity. They failed to win the last 5 games in the league to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. They do not go away easily in Seshego. There's something in. Available opportunity. They failed to win the last 5 games in the league to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. Their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. They do not go away easily in Seshego. There's something in the air in Seshego. 2Magesi games in the league to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego. They do not go away easily in Seshego. There's something in the air to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi are in. It's 1-1 at Fortress Seshego to elongate their longest winless streak from the 28th of Sep. Then bottom corner, ball is in. 2Magesi with the trigger. There's a look, but it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Power! That was flying. That fooled Onan Sanji, thinking I hit the back of the net. I also thought that was curtains for St. Stevens. Oh, with the trigger. There's a look, but it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. With the trigger. There's a look, but it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. With the trigger. There's a look, but it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. But it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. But it's Mosadi who has the strike. Ended up hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Hitting Mzwandile Buthelezi. Reloaded back in the box. On the follow-up! Oh. Power! That was flying. That third league encounter between these two sides. It is well, even Stevens with goals from Langalisha Pete. Incidentally, his first goal of the season and his first in the league for Stellenbosch. He played 19 times. Last campaign only had 1 assist. Well, he's played once this season and a half of football and he's got a 1-goal return. Not bad going at all. Stellenbosch scoring first against 2Magesi for the second time in 3 meetings. He scored first in a 2-1 home win last season. This is the second game in which both sides have scored in the first half, along with Stellenbosch's 2-1 home win last season. With that man Khomocho Sadi in a second outing for Magesi FC, announcing himself to the home faithful. He almost made it 2 for joy, scoring late on, but it wasn't to be as the ball just went shy of the right hand upright. But there were good signs for John Maduka's team, and it is they finished the half stronger than Stellenbosch. For Steve Barker, I think he would have had some stern words for the likes of his main attackers, Andre de Jong, Nku Titus, as well as Butaka. Some of those have not really performed to the level that we know they can. Alongside me, Stanton Stiger, Fredericks. Your thoughts of the half that has been and that is still to come?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Magesi, especially the front four, with the likes of Andala, Musadi and Makubu. Have been very strong in terms of competing with the big boys at the back, Molesani and Stanic, but the second ball where they reacted best and had a few opportunities with the second ball. So Stellies need to be more reactive in terms of Butaka as well as Kiba. But ended the stronger of the two is Magesi, and can they pick up where they left off in the second half?
Magesi have scored in 11th or the last 11 league home games, so there is a special relationship between them and this ground. How special is special. We'll pick it up in the second half. Hello, if you're only joining us from wherever you may be watching, this is the second half, the hottest ticket in town from the games that are ongoing. I can tell you Golden Arrows, Richards Bay in the KZN Derby. It's 0-0 over there. Kaizer Chiefs and Polokwane City cannot be separated. Durban City, the new boys, up against the Chile boys. It's 0-0 there. Skukuna United and Galaxy scoreless. Like I said, there's the game you want to watch. Daisy Carter for Sage Stevens gets down low to his right-hand side. We have seen that move, in particular in the first half, for that man you saw in shot as well. But didn't have enough power or angle to really trouble Sage Stevens. One thing that was quite evident as the half went on, Magesi started finding themselves and believed in getting the ball at feet and play. Bit of tiki-taka and Seshiko.
Yeah, started to play nicely, and Mshali Masachela dominant in that midfield and where the players really started. Titus trying to eke up something there. Currently finds himself at the left-hand flank as opposed to playing off the right in the first half.
He was quiet in that first half. We barely saw him really, and he's got such considerable power in terms of affecting a game, either as a controller, creator, or goal scorer. By the way, in terms of the creative hub, Khomocho Mosadi, 3 chances, the most in the half. Stellenbosch scoring. I think this will be something that will be a positive for Steve Barker. He scored with the one and only shot of the half.
Yeah, that shows the efficiency, but as you mentioned earlier, Temba, I think would not be happy with the performance, and especially how they've ended it off. Can they make tweaks to this lineup and also tap into that bench later on?
Talking points, under Barnes playing from right back from the start. He almost gave away a penalty, but other than that, I think he's been solid without being spectacular. Average Chip Azeza returning back in between the sticks for Magesi FC, but having conceded for a man who picked up Golden Glove within a bank up. It's Barnes, Henich, And De Jong, the potential targets. Only 2 players on the move there for Stellenbosch. Oh, it's going to be difficult up against the sea of blue for Sanele Banza. I know he's very good at that ball delivery, but wow, that has to be alive with possibilities from his right foot. Muloisani from the track to the pitch, looking to get Stellenbosch back on track. Oh, Chipes as it came so far. He came creeping to catch that and pluck it out of the air. Then a quick release, made a mess of it. And it's Stellenbosch there through Tato Kiba. Another one who had a low-key game in the first half. I think Coach Stevie B may have some chosen words for them. De Jong will have to settle for another throw-in. And I think Q Muloisani.
Yeah, nice work there from Buthelezi.
There he is, he appears. Let's see, the last time he went into the third line, now he's at the second. He's tweaking his throwing. It's Muloisani, goes short this time. De Jong bundled out the way. Won by Butaka. Doesn't win too many, but he did well there. Here come the blue shirts of Dikwena Chameti. Somebody was upended right in front of referee Thokozani Mchize. Says it was all fair in love and war.
Enough for the first time. Daka had to come across field to make a clearance from left back all the way to right back.
Oh, beautiful touch there from Mosadi. He's really turned it on in this game. Also formerly used to be on the books of Duxton, signing for Kukune United. Also played for Pretoria Caddies for 3 years ago or so. Brendan is not impressed.
Yeah, not sure why the free kick was given. Maybe this will give us a better look. Muloisani hardly touched. I think it was Vendala. Yeah, you can see. Not impressed.
Was a lip reading there, Stanton.
He says, can you believe it?
I can't believe it, can you? To the free kick. They had a very good one, the last one that they had to deal with. H. Stevens literally directing traffic. I don't want you here, you move. Nkukena mon. Bon. Suited for a left footer. There are plenty shirts in blue for the follow-up. They are not needed. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you normally look at your boots or the field. Vandala, he just took it on the chin. One of those.
From Vandala, yeah. Which well, prompts Coach John Matuka to have a seat and then look at his watch. Alongside Jackie Litwaba and Abram Nteo, who were part of the previous coaching regime, and Owen Degama. Stellenbosch substitute bench emptied a little bit somewhat. Potentially maybe seeing some reinforcements in Ashley Cupida in particular. I think this game is crying out for his channel running, as well as ability to drag defenders out of position. Pomocho Lekwala can also feature if necessary, and Huyele to Andries. That's still on Abrams. That's on the right-hand side. Essentially, it's back to sender. De Jong just nips in, but not quick enough. Blessed with that burst of pace off the mark, but blessed with foresight and vision. Butaka, it's time to turn. Can he use it wisely? Goes sideways, the easy option. De Jong looking to get more and more involved. And Stephen Barker, like I said, stoked a fire under him amongst many. I'm sure Steve Barker the whole week will be saying It is imperative we get back to winning ways. He mentioned it during his pre-match interview with Rato Pajo that the one superpower that his side has is the ability to show resilience and bounce back, particularly after results that have not gone their way.
He looks a bit worried alongside assistant coach Wesley Sergel, and if there's anything they do have is patience. They'll have patience. They'll know that they have the ability to come back, and they'll be trying to compete on all fronts as they did last season.
Finishing third in the Betway Premiership standings when the dust settled. By the way, Stiger, prior to the defeat against Chiefs, from the one who was 7 home league games unbeaten, that's Molay Sani. They lost a league game at home for the first time since another 1-0 loss against Chiefs. They must be sick of Chiefs at the side of the mountain, the Winelands, as Magesi and themselves there have firepower. Vincent Masheho, Tabang Sibanyoni, APCS Sane. And you see in Chante is Tabang Sibanyoni, former Richards Bay and Sundowns prodigy. Stanic just helps the ball onto a blue shirt. Denona Abrams is getting more and more freedom from the right wing back position. He's taken down in the box. Seems to be injured. It's one of those painful kicks to the calf. Yeah, man down. And Stellies will not oblige. They'll play on. Oh, how kind are they? Oh, they're a kind-hearted bunch. Sticker would have kicked that all the way up to the striker. Is that play on?
Yeah, no time for sentiments. We need to get the win. As you see, Abrams, yeah, just a bit of a stud in just above the foot. Nothing too serious, nothing Abrams can't shake off. And this is something that Mdaka needs to improve on. Yes, he conceded that free kick. We don't want to remind it all the time, but you can see 1 or 2, just the timings of the tackles. Nothing wrong with that, but it was close to the penalty area as well, so something that he can work on. But make no mistake, he's put in some solid performances there, Mdaka.
Continue to warm up in slightly cold conditions. It's been worse elsewhere. You saw Delano Abrams is one of our fans' favorites. Jereza loves him, so does Timela. And John Maduka rates him, that's why he started him today. And the game prior, Wentigama gave him plenty of minutes as well, the former Hungry Lions man and M Tigers player. Potentially en route for another 90 minutes if injury does not curtail him. Stellies against Limpopo sides collected 9 points, a possible 18. Team, I guess, 2-1 at home. Skukune 2-1 away. They drew 1-1 at home to PLK City. At home to Babinanoko and lost 1-0 away to Magesi in the last fixture against Bowarra. Both victories in the way in this fixture have been by single goal margin, so history will tell us there's one more goal in this stanton.
We await.
Stellenbosch about to call upon Muzumu Shekani to come on. For Lisiba Nku. What do you make of that, Stanton?
Yeah, I think he had a rather quiet game there, Nku. Just couldn't link up with De Jong up front.
Muzumu Shekani soon to come on, he's stripped off. You see an alteration to the attacking combined powers of Stellenbosch. We haven't seen Pili, Titus, Nku and De Jong working in unison, in tandem. And it is the 29-year-old, comes from these parts, Lepalale, being Lesibangu, who comes off for Uzomo Shekanyi. Drops his head and he knows better days perhaps await, but tonight has not been his night. I also think subs are going to play a big role in this. The last 15 minutes, we might see some real action.
Opportunity for Kanyi, 18 goals last season for Hungry Lions.
Does know the back of the net, does Kanyi. But does he know the back of the net in the time? The land of milk and honey. How sweet are his strikes. Oroisani loses out. And keep it alive, but helped out by the new man, Stanic. I think his nerves have settled now. Moved on Masechela. Kept in nicely by John Mokoni. And then cut back. Dangerously so as well. Oh, I know we are not far from Tawazamudumulo, but that's a bit of mountaineering there.
Yeah, Titus just smiling it off. Showed a lot of strength there. There's Mukwena just dancing on his back.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, and the change for Stellenbosch. We'll see. Can you lead the line, and the young just dropping behind him, playing that playmaker's role.
Yes, De Jong. And I think one thing that's also not worked in the advantage, the fact they love space and width. They are not getting it with this pitch as how tight it is. As we touch base with an hour here at the Shekho Stadium, aka Slaghuis, aka the slaughterhouse. It's not been much of a slaughter, but 2Magesi are slowly but surely cutting one piece at a time the fight for 3 points against Stellenbosch. And it is they, after an hour of play, that I think have an edge in this game. Stellies looking for their first 3 points of the campaign, and so are 2Magesi after their draw against Polokwane Setien. Stellenbosch's loss against Amakosi. Thokozani Mkhize, 32 yellow cards he gave out last season, 1 red. His throw-ins haven't worked out as yet. That's much better. There's Stanic. That's his head on it initially. Should be handled by Mossadi. What is he doing there? Chance to cross. He closed down, but he was fouled by Tolang Masechela.
A little bit too enthusiastic there. He'll be cautioned.
John's Unatim Daga is the 2 cautioned players. So Tolang Masechela has to play now carefully for what remains of this encounter. Have had good positions set piece wise. The sticker, yeah, that was ill time. It was rash more than anything. Giveaway.
Yeah, no need. Yes. Outnumbered. Gave away a free kick in a dangerous position there.
Enter the torment of Stellenbosch the last time they played. Tabang Sibanyoni, now fully Edikwena after being brought out right by an Impopo base side. He will help out with this defensive work first. Very useful player to have in the boxes. Sibanyoni came in for what number?
Wild swing at it there for Titus. An introduction of Sibanyoni. will somehow alter the attack for 2Magesi. Strong aerially, he can play off Sibanyoni, likes of Vandala, Musadi, and Makubu. Lanky striker, got the goal, as you said, Temba, last time. Decided the fates of this outcome.
Very physical striker. I think we would have seen more of him at the highest level, barring some serious knee injuries. I'd have seen him change his style of play. He's now more of a target man, backs into defenders. Before when he arrived, and Sundowns picked him up from the province of KwaZulu, he was banging in goals left, right and centre at school level. He ran the channel, blessed with pace, athleticism, and I think one or two really serious knee injuries have seen him have to revamp himself into a game that has longevity in it. And fans still continuing to push their side potentially over the finish line. There's the first touch for Sibanyoni. Gets it down. It's Tabang Sibanyoni. Was here pushed in from Stellenbosch. It was legal. No case to answer. Oh, that was close. He was settling himself, slowly pulling the trigger finger sticker.
Yeah. A bit of a shake of the head. Let's have a closer look there. Stellenbosch coming through. A shove in the back. That should have been a penalty.
How's that not a penalty?
That should have been a penalty. Sibanyoni just looking to strike. Coming from the side. A push and a smile from coach. I think that was the wrong decision from the ref.
Even a very minimal John Maduka with his words. That's something maximum to say, and that almost got maximum height. They did, but not maximum result out of the header. It would have been a tinge of poetic justice if they scored.
Yeah, brilliant ball floated to the far post, or the penalty spot rather, as Makubu made contact excellently so. It looks like it actually came off Molesani's head. Great header from Makubu.
I'm still scratching my head. How was that not a penalty on Tabang Sibanyoni? Because Stellenbosch was on the wrong side, then tried to hook his leg around, got nowhere close to the ball, but took plenty of the man. Won by Butaka. De Jong left on the ground, and so is Titus. And beginning to become more and more aggressive with the thought of seeing the points slip through their fingers. Stellenbosch have traveled almost 2,000 kilometers from the Winelands not to walk away with something.
And Charlie coming through there on Titus.
And the Sponise winner in picture. And that's exactly what it's all about. Man, you see who made sure that he had his makeup on point. So his attire and Makarapa, the combos are communicating.
All he needs is 3 points. And he'll go with a happy man with full pockets. And if he has a,
by the way,
if he has a Betway account, that's doubled, so 20k.
Oh, yes. Better known as Mjereza. I wonder if his kids call him Mjereza.
But I'm Jay.
Back to the football. It was from the free kick that we saw Musadi almost close to get in the second. Will it be bars? It's training ground execution, but not executed well there by Stellenbosch. He's too eager, and I think that's been the theme of his game, the 3-0 centre-back, being a bit too eager.
He was onside. That was a bad call. He was clearly onside.
Apologies to Stellenbosch and the Stellenbosch family.
Yeah.
the best of calls we've seen in the last couple of minutes there from the officials. Quick score updated, still 0-0 in the other 4 games. Chiefs 0-0. And over FNB precinct, and looked like a handball from Mosadi. By the way, now playing more on the wing since Sibanyoni has come in. He's more of an out-and-out striker than Mosadi is Tabang Sibanyoni. Look at the respective benches just to see maybe there's still some potential refreshments as well. Mokoni can't get further than Barnes. Sibanyoni always going to win headers against Tato Kiba. That's what Kiba does best. Ball at feet combines with Butsaka. We haven't seen too much synchronicity between Butsaka and Kiba. Maybe that's what's been missing from Stellenbosch's game plan today. Vying for the patient route though. Stanic goes long. Can't find Uzumuhle Kanye. Pili against Abrams. Now the Bantuman committee has the Kochap knows all about Pili. And they concede a corner. Just get the sense, Stiga, the moment of magic is not far away. Yes, it's starting to pan out to be one of those games. Set piece, mistake, or just sheer individual brilliance.
It feels like there's another goal in this.
It come from Barnes's delivery. Moloizani waits. Devin Titus creeping unmarked to the back post. They go near post, flicks a couple of heads on the follow-up. Elvis Chipazeza saw it late, but make sure he got hands on it, despite being blindsided a little bit. Here comes a counter, Vandala. Will always check back on his favorite left foot. Out for a throw-in.
Yeah, this is the earlier attempt. It was Kanye with an excellent volley and a brilliant save from Chipazeze. Not Kanye, looks like it was Butsaka.
Great contact on that volley. Dropped into a dangerous position. Molesane perhaps not exactly aligned with his new centre-back partner. And Henry Stanic takes matters into his own hands, or is that head?
A bit of both.
There has been a real penchant for going for outswingers in this game. That's something I've picked up. Vandala with the latest addition. From in to out. Met by a shirt in blue, and then that is ballooned over. That's closer to Polokwane than anything. Kolang Masekela, known for his goal-scoring ability.
Yeah, that was the total wrong technique. That's another dangerous corner there from Magesi.
Kosi Seshiko Stadium, or AKA as they call it here, Slaughterhouse. Are you going to cry? You're gonna learn. Right far what we've learned, it's still early days in the league. It's 1-1. The score doesn't lie. I know it's a tough question I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Where do you see these two sides finishing at the end of the season? One was low down. They lock the other in the top three.
If Magesi can continue this dominance at home, I think they'd finish higher than they did last season, which was in 13th, and I think Stellenbosch and possibly in the top 4 again, as we see changes imminent as Stellies still look for a result.
Komocho Lekolwane on Butsaka off. Accompanying him is Ibrahim Olalakan Jabbar. He's on as well. Let's see if bases are loaded now. Callers away, met handsomely by Makubu. He's been very strong in the air, quite notable.
Yeah, official was again wrong because it was Titus that was offside. And Kanye came from deep, so officiating a bit questionable of late.
Love how you so politically correct there. Some of us just call it a mistake.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it clean.
Added in Lekwala and Jabbar. Only thing they bring from the bench that others that started the game didn't. We'll get his thoughts in a minute. State of Fredericks. But Dialano Abrahams has marshaled Pili. Well, I thought that was going to be a problem area for Magesi, and they've kept him under wraps despite his considerable talent and potential and threat. There's him who opened the scoring earlier with a solo goal, but that's how far the solo individual talent has gone for him.
Yeah, it's gone quiet after scoring that brilliant goal. Has Healy. I think Abrams starting to keep a close eye on him and nullified the danger. Some options for Stellies. Kipido, Mojela.
If they need a goal, Oscarin Masulu can prove that he had us for that one.
As well.
Just never know. Yeah, I think actually Cupido just feels slightly aggrieved that he's not come on as yet. Good work, it's Mossadi. Sibanyoni bearing down. Mossadi, the angle is closing on him. Stanic standing strong like a wall. De Jong falling like a pile of rubble. Daga hacking like he's in the sand.
Yeah, that was excellent defending there from Stanic. Nullified the danger of Musadi.
Oh, here's Abrahams, and that's Stevens. We need to get some crosses in for Tabang Sibanyoni. That's where he's most effective. I saw quite a bit of him at Ducks. And I'll tell you what, he's a real handful. Particularly for defenders, likes back to goal. There's a lot of aggressive pushing happening. And again, somehow I just can't get into a pattern because of these little niggly fouls here and there.
And Barnes keeping in close eye defensively, and Kiba was welcome to the big leagues with a solid tackle there from Buthelezi.
I mentioned Stellenbosch won't want to go 2 losses out of their opening 2. They've never done that since making their debut in the top flight in 2019-20. Last season, they defeated Cape Town City 3-0 at home in their second league game. And they've won the second league game of the season on 2 occasions. It's 2 draws, 2 losses since 2021 for them. touch. De Jong finds space, which has been a precious commodity to find in this very tight and tunneled pitch. Good work, Abraham. So strong, so committed, so polished. To the last 12 minutes, Stanton Felix is going to be the match winner here.
Well, it's back and forth. Well, difficult to answer that question. There's still is cleared one. 2Magesi hasn't stopped looking dangerous through the likes of Musadi as well.
And it was very interesting to pick up the subject matter of John Maduka saying you need to win your home games. When asked what is the secret of the very impressive home record, here's one for you. Stellenbosch collected 25 points away from home last season. This was the third most in the division. Only Mamelodi Sundowns and Pirates had more. Sundowns, by the way, 31 and Pirates 29. So they know how to get the job done on the road. There's a Nigerian midfielder, Ibrahim Jabam, to push very same outcome that I just mentioned. But they're up against a very impressive home record of 2Magesi. You have to go as far back as March last season when they last lost at home. That's a foul. Daga just bumps the ball away in dismay. As Lehono Mojela is stripped off, ready to make an impact on this game. Approaching the last 10 minutes. May it be a moment for the silver-headed one. Can he come with a golden lifeline for his side?
Yeah, keeper just losing out on possession in a dangerous area and following through with a bit of studs. And will this be a costly mistake there from keeper?
Last season, by the way, 2Magesi's home record, played 14 times, won 6 of those, drew 3 and lost 5. Yeah, Barnes not happy. Says maybe you need a checkup.
A lot of questions been asked there from Sanele Barnes. Are you okay?
2Magesi as well about to respond in kind. Players to come on, Samuel Darpo, the Ghanaian, as well as Tsepo Kakora. They love somebody to call.
Sage Stevens telling his wall to jump. He's had a nice distance to get it up and over the wall.
It's taken an eternity to get the set piece going. From Barnes arguing to referee Ntize organizing the wall. And finally, we're going to see Musadi potentially have another shy at Sage Stevens and his goal before we receive Darpo and Kakora as well as Mojela. A lot of set pieces. That's Musadi. There's 2 bites at the cherry, but it doesn't leave his mark at all there. I think he's starting to tie a little bit. $21 points from a possible 42 at home last season. I think that would bite off your hand if you were to give them a stat at this point of the season. He said, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah, and then you'll just need another 9 points for safety.
68% of their total overall points, by the way. 21 points accumulated last season came on home soil. It shows you what a relationship they have with Seshego Stadium and how they Betsy would want to keep their very impressive record. Now coming off is Devin Titus. I think it's a slow start for Devin Titus. The season 25-26, yet to get to full tilt. And for him, Kimojela. Well, for Dikwana Chameti, looks like it's Masechela off, Darpo on. And the wonder boy Makubu.
Solid outing for Makubu.
Yeah.
He was a constant threat here, constant threat in the air. Good to see him back. Quality player.
Question marks if they're on Ibrahim's. Maybe I've got a caution. I'll confirm that for you. And I can confirm there have been goals elsewhere. Golden arrows against Richards Bay. Desperately in need of a win and bouncing back to winning ways after they lost to Siwelele. Well, Mangoba Mneti side 8 minutes before time through the returning Junior Dion, who wasn't part of the game due to work permit issues. He's announced himself in style. It's 1-0 there. The ball is thrown in. Stanic hands it away. Chiefs, your goal scorer Sipesi Ndlovu. Is that the birth of the Ndlovu era? He's a Chiefs player. That's one way to do it. Skukune also having taken the lead with 49% possession in their game. Bradley Grobler, who else?
Yeah, who else?
But the evergreen Grobler. What an acquisition he's turning out to be. Not wanted by others, but valued by some.
Nice battle here between the two big men. Just giving him the elbow there is Stanic. So brings down Sabagnoni. Landing a little bit awkward.
What have you made of Stanic's first almost full game in South African soil? Competitive game anyway.
Yeah, I think decent showing, grew into the game. Had more confidence as it started. Started a bit jittery, but I'm sure he'll be a positive addition to the Stellenbosch side. He's physical.
And he also used to play for Anderlecht, but their youth side when he started his football journey. And picked up from Maltese team Balzan FC. Played 29 times for them. 68 career appearances overall during his time in Europe. And this is first. There's a Steve Barker soldier. Daka. They do have goal scorers on. Mojela, one of them, Kanye, Sibagnoni, and one of those come up with a magic moment. Something to see the headline makers change their headlines currently as it stands. Here's Kanye. Mojela takes a tumble, but I think he was looking for it. Yeah. You can just see how he dangled his leg. Jabbar says to Efrim Kize, brother, what are you doing? Stanic really grown into the game. Uncompromising, keeps it simple. He sees ball, kick ball. Mojela, flag for offside. which will grow the frustration of Stellenbosch. Now the only game that was lacking in goals has got goals. But before we get there, that's that potential offside. That's hard to tell there.
Yeah, I think from that angle, they're a bit difficult. And I do think that Magella was just offside. That was an earlier call. There was a collision. Yes, he did look for it, but I tell you what, there's
a case there.
There's a massive case there for Magella. Yeah.
I know he was looking for it, but I'll tell you what, the defender was looking for the ball and he got nowhere close. There we go. Chiefs fans, or Polokwane City fan, 1/2. You'll find that his team, I presume, since him being from Limpopo, he supports Polokwane City, is losing 1-0. And mind you, Chiefs have a massive support base. It could be the supporter of Chiefs or both. There we are.
Yeah, I think he had the phone in his hand.
The champions, as it stands, if you were to end the league tomorrow, Chiefs fans will be very happy with that. Man to my left, beaming with joy, as I say.
Listen, and Globo is fixing the country.
Durban City, their goal, 1 minute to play in their game. Sees them potentially with their first win as a new promoted team, newly promoted team against Patela's Chippa United. I think it's going to be a tough season for the young Patela. It's a tough gig in Chippa, and Chippa Mpangas is a hard man to please, missed by all and sundry.
Yeah, a bit of a lapse of concentration there from the attackers as Maduka looks on disappointed.
Four minutes of additional time. There's a cause over handball. Oh, Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch are not happy. Like I said to you, Stanton, and you're at home, they've traveled 1,600 and some change kilometers. That's roughly 18 hours by bus. And they're not going to want to walk out of here with nothing. Or fight for everything. Was it a handball, by the way?
That was a clear handball.
So officials have missed quite a bit
Quite
now.
a few, yeah, quite a few.
And it's the early days as well. For them, we mentioned players and match fitness. Let's not forget, officials as well need match fitness. Potentially, this could be Steve Barker's 104th draw of his last year's coaching career. Don't think he would take that right now.
Yeah, wanted more, but to be fair, there was a penalty shout on both ends. It could have been given.
I'll tell you what, I think that's something John Matuka and Steve Barker will be barking on about with the Rato Park on their post-match interviews. I'll bet my bottom dollar on that. I think one thing we have seen with this game, it's not been a game for the strikers.
Yeah,
no space at all.
Yeah, not a lot of play through the middle of the park there, but once again, the size of the pitch a contributor to that.
Looking for the foul. That was Mosadi.
It's getting scrappy.
Tackles are flying. It's very scrappy. Now chance from Charlie. Sticks gives me a chance just to get your thoughts on the game that we've seen into this throw-in. 2Magesi and Stellenbosch meeting for the third time. It's playing out to be a draw. There have been 2 wins on either side.
Yeah, one thing to take from this is that 2Magesi will not be easy to be beaten at home. Sides of the pitch, intensity that they play at, a lot of exciting plays, especially in the front there with the likes of Mosadi, the resurgence of Makubu, as well as Vandala.
There's Vandala. The action may still not be finished. Over the head of Molesani. Goes away from the danger area. 2Magesi next in action on Wednesday against Mamelodi Sundowns. At home though, so that's going to be a mouth-watering encounter. Then it's an away trip to eThekwini where they'll play with Tender Nation. For Steve Barker's men. And there's an MTN 8 semi-final against Waminanoko on Saturday, 16th of August. And then it gets even more tasty. Orlando Pirates in the Betway Premiership 4 days later. Squad management is going to be a real key aspect over the course of the next couple of weeks to dictate where you end when the medals are handed out. And referee Thokozani Mkhize does blow the game to a conclusion. Goals by Langelihle Pili and Komuto Mosadi. She's their third league encounter. The points shared. Very tight game on a tight pitch. Wasn't too much in this game, but I'll tell you what, I think 2Magesi just slightly edged it, but there were big penalty calls as well, particularly on that man when he came on, was fouled by Henry Stanich. The referee and his officials say they didn't see it. There was a call on Mojela as well as he was tripped into the box. Yes, he left a dangling leg, but how much of the ball did the defender get? 0, zilch, and I can tell you that. In the end, that's all conjecture, and that's subject matter for fans post-match. The facts will show you that Stellenbosch and 2Magesi could not be separated, and 2Magesi continue their very strong home record. And last time they were beaten on this particular ground will remain against Chiefs on the 4th of March in a 1-0 defeat, which stretches their home record in the last 6 as to 3 wins, 3 draws. That will give, I think, Coach John Matuka something to work on. Arguably, out of the match, possibly Komoto Mosadi, his goal, and he had a very good second half as well. Just maybe couldn't find that killer moment. Kakora came on in the second half alongside the likes of Tabang Sibanyoni. So did Temor Darpo for Stellenbosch. It was ineffectual Muzo Muhle Kanye and Mojela, to name a few. The returning Avis Chipper says it's not back to winning ways for him, but it is not a losing return for the 35-year-old goalkeeper, as 2Magesi and Stellenbosch cannot be separated in the Slaghuis. 1-1 at full time under the bright lights in Seshego.
2Magesi continue on their pursuits to ensure that this particular venue, the Seshego Stadium, continues to be a fortress for them, as they were able to at least collect a point here at home, having to fight back in this game. I am joined by the Betway Premiership man of the match, Komoto Mosadi. Komoto, thank you so much for joining me. I think it has been quite a long journey for you when you look at just the performances moving from the MFC to Betway Premiership, and today you get your first goal. How are you feeling about that?
Ntwapile ngarato leboha family ya 2Magesi ka opportunity ba mfileng yona. Ya today game nesi easy nele tough, mara ke happy ka family ya 2Magesi gore ba mfile opportunity. Nesi season e sharp for nna go ke tswang, mara ke re ka leboha family ya 2Magesi.
You had a couple of chances in this game. There was one that came quite close in that first half.
Chance di tlile, mara ne ke khathetse because asi khale ke re thomile ka pre-season ne ke ntse go ntlong, so ne ke kgathetse mara re tla e lokisa.
How do you look at this opportunity as a whole? You are thanking the Magesi family. What does this mean for you to be back on the field of play, doing what you love, and most importantly, scoring goals?
Yo, ke happy too much, ke happy too much. Ba bone potential ko nna, ba bona hore at least ke itle mo Magesi, ba tlo mfa opportunity, then ke show di talent tsa ka hore ke kgone go ra di goal hape.
Congratulations.
Ka leboha.
Khomotso Mosadi hoping to be one of the lethal strikers for Magesi FC this time around. He is hoping to really help them with regards to their campaign in this season of the Betway Premiership. I am now joined by his coach, John Maduka. Coach, appreciate your time. Hard-fought result today, especially here at home.
Yeah, very tough game. We expected that, the game is going to be very, very tough, especially, playing against one of the good teams in the country. As strongly that, we did match, a couple of good chances as well, even in the first half. I think there were moments also that maybe our decision making was not right, and that let us down, especially in the final third. Defensively, I think we're okay, despite us conceding, the goal that we're not supposed to be there because we lost the ball cheaply. Then after that, got punished. But the boys, fought very, very tough game. But we're happy we take the point.
It's still early days, but surely you must be happy with the character that the team displayed. You concede at home, but you show the character to come back.
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. It does not mean when you concede first and you lose the game. That's when you must even be motivated to work even more harder. And the boys did exactly that, So proud of them. They're getting better and better and better. We must just finish, especially whenever we have those chances, we must make sure that we finish. But so happy with the boys, with the way they performed today.
Let's talk about some of the players that have now been included in this team. Khomotso Mosadi is one of them. He gets the goal today and he says, I'm now starting to work my way into the team. My confidence is now going to start to grow.
Yeah, it's good. These are people that play forwards, and when they get to score a goal like this, it gives them confidence, going forward. It's good to have Mosadi. We have Sibanyon, we have got Makuba as well, got Mariba, got Vanda as well. So, there's so many, players that are in the team that, with time, once they also get to understand exactly the way we want to play, I think it will help us a lot.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Magesi unbeaten in this campaign of the Betway Premiership 2025-26 campaign. Here at home, they collect another point. I am now joined by the head coach of Stallies, Coach Steve Barker. Coach, appreciate your time. We spoke about how intense it is to come at this venue and get a result. Let's get your assessment on the 90 minutes.
Yeah, as I said, it's not an easy place to come to, obviously. The length of the pitch is not that long, so obviously it makes it very congested in the midfield. So you get a lot of turnovers, there's not too much space, which invariably sort of forces you to maybe bypass the midfield so that you don't get caught in midfield possession. So it becomes a little bit of a game that we don't really want to be playing. But I thought first half probably even. We got the goal. Great goal from Langelishle, but unfortunately we conceded also a set piece, which is never nice when you concede from set pieces because you work so hard in other areas of the game, and then from a set piece you concede. So we'll just have to see how we could have dealt with that better. And then second half became a little bit of a sort of up and down, turnovers, long balls, trying to win second ball, trying to win flick-ons. Hoping maybe something bobbles for you here or there in the final third. Maybe just needed a little bit of calmness and a bit of quality in the final third just to play the right pass, find the right person. So, yeah, in the end of the day, I think a hard-fought point from both teams. In my opinion, probably a fair result. But yeah, it wasn't easy.
Coach, it's still early days. What are you hoping can click for the team going forward to at least start getting that first victory of the campaign?
Yeah, look, I think obviously just integration of our new signings, Henry Stanic only got his registration recently. There's a couple of other registrations not done, a couple of players that arrived recently, such as Tapelo Mokobodi and that. So I think once we've sort of got everyone and settled, and finding sort of our best combinations and best way forward, I think we will be able to play a lot better than we have been. For now, it's sort of just do what we can. We've got obviously a massive game on Saturday in the MTN semi-final. So now we battled hard in a bit, played Amazulu Chiefs and now Magesi. So I think the season's on its full go now. So It's just about having that desire, commitment, and the quality at our home ground. Be nice to play there on Saturday. So looking forward to that. And yes, again, lessons to be learned.
Thank you, Coach. All the best during the course of the weekend.
Thank you.
The head coach of Stellenbosch, he knows very well that this is the venue that a lot of teams come to and they walk away empty-handed. This time around, they were able to collect a point here at the Seshego Stadium. It ends as a 1-1 draw between Dikwena, Tsameti and Stallies. Well, from myself, Lerato Pajo, and the entire team in Polokwane, it is a goodbye and take care.
Wow. It's the vision of the